Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday the 3rd of April 2025. In today's Mill news, we finally have the selection from Sky and EFL, and they have not selected Mill versus Swansea on Saturday the 26th of April for television coverage. So again, another game that's on Saturday at 3 p.m. So that's it now. All of our games are set for the end of the season. We know when they're going to be and when you can and can't watch them on television and when you need to go to the games. So what that has done, I don't know why the club, obviously, I don't know if this is embargo, like surely you can advertise it, obviously, yeah, they must speak to the clubs behind the scenes, or maybe they don't. But you would imagine that they do, and the clubs maybe have some kind of understanding that the game may be moved. But you know, the club waited until the announcement of the television selections to post this, which is the Junior Takeover Day, Saturday the 26th of April. Applications are open. So now, after that announcement, they now are doing this for Saturday the 26th of April. So applications open for Millwall's 2025 Junior Takeover Day. Millwall's popular Junior Takeover Day is back for 2025. The Lions are set to face Swansea City on Saturday the 26th of April at the Den. Kick-off at 3 p.m. And the usual matchday team need the help of 6 young fans between the ages of 8 and 14 to take up one of the exciting pre-match roles listed below. Groundsperson, reporter, PA, videographer, kit person, commentator. Fancy yourself as the perfect candidate? Let us know why you're the best for the chosen role by sending your application form to Alex Russell, Support Liaison Officer, by email to slo@millfc.co.uk, or you can write a letter. Do you remember that? Do you remember them? And post it to Millwall Football Club, The Den, John Berylson Way, London, SE16 3LN. And they have an application form that you can download. So you download and print it off, or you download it and then I guess fill it in and email it to slo@millfc.co.uk. Closing dates for applications are Friday the 11th of April 2020. The last year. I think 2025. That's supposed to say. And yeah. So you've got a week. So get cracking if you want to do one of these things. Now, moving on to this. As mentioned, and if you've got 2 eyes in your head, you'll know this. Millwall's second bottom for goals scored in the Championship this season. As boss explains why there isn't a quick fix. This is from the London News Online.co.uk, the South London Press, who are on TikTok. Millwall are the second lowest scorers in the Championship this season, but head coach Alex Neil has spoken about why rectifying that is not a quick fix. The Lions are averaging less than a goal per match in the current campaign, netting 37 times in 39 matches. Now, to be fair, Alex Neil hasn't been in charge for 39 matches. So, if this is Alex Neil's Millwall at the moment, he's in charge, I think we need to talk about what he's done. Only Luton Town, second from bottom, have a poorer return. Millwall have the 6th best defensive record, however. The clubs that have conceded fewer are all in the top 6 in the table. There are a lot of dims in that predicament, Neil told the South London Press when asked about the shortage of goals scored. If you look at the likes of, Preston, they have a similar issue, and there will be other teams in and around us who are similar. We've been built on a solid defence, and, that's been the foundation of Millwall for a number of years. So trying to change that over the last 15 or 16 games, it's not a straightforward task, and we've had a lot of players missing through injury in different spells of the season. Josh Coburn has only recently come back, and I think isn't into double figures for games played this year. We brought in Camille as a replacement for Romain, who's left as well. And we lost Zian Flemming at the start of the season. It's just a wider view in terms of the whole year. when you lose players and you bring players in, then lose players through injury, that's not going to help that consistency. And it's certainly something we need to try and improve on without losing the solid and stability that this club and foundation has been built on. It's trying to dial that balance. Well, here's the thing, though, as well. So you had Zian Flemming, who was scoring goals at this level. And then you sell him. Or he wanted to go, but whatever, you sell him. Then you have Romain Esse, who, again, doing well at this level with goals and assists. To some extent. And then, obviously, you sell him. So So what happens now if Ivanovic comes back next season? And in the first, half of the season before the January transfer window, he scores 10 goals. Is he going to get sold then? Or do you wait until the end of the season? This is the thing that you've set up. That you want people to come in and improve and do well. But then as soon as they do well, you're going to be looking at them like, do you want to leave now or do you want to wait? Because we need to cash in. Because this is what we're doing now. You're an asset, and we want to sell you. So, thanks for the goals, but we'd like to cash in now. Ka-ching. So there you go, and then you have to start again. You have to keep starting again. You've got a way of scoring goals. Oh, this player's gone. Oh, now we need a new way of scoring goals. So easier said than done. Now, moving on to this. I think this is part 2 of the Lukas Jensen interview. Brought you the one from yesterday, I assume. I haven't picked up a copy yet, but Southern News must have been putting this in the paper. Because obviously they published today. So if you see it out and about, pick up a copy. Lukas Jensen on taking inspiration from Thibaut Courtois, adjusting to the pace of the Championship and why Millwall will be a really difficult team to play against next year. Lukas Jensen had quite the game during Millwall's 1-0 loss to Sunderland last Saturday, March the 29th. The Danish goalkeeper faced 6 shots on target and conceded once. While those numbers do not sound particularly gaudy, the Black Cats' post-shot expected goals figure of 2.8 paints a different story. Per Football Reference, PSXG measures how likely the goalkeeper is to save a shot. To calculate how many goals a keeper should have conceded in a game, you add up the PSXG value of every shot they faced. According to that measure, Jensen should have conceded 3 goals rather than the 1 Sunderland ended up scoring. Even without stats, it was evident Jensen was having a good game. He made a number of impressive stops, including keeping out Luke O'Neill's 86-minute penalty to keep the Lions in the tie until the very end. He was called into action from the start. Just 49 seconds after the whistle blew, Chris Rigg flicked the ball into Wilson Isidor's path and Jensen had to rush out of his goal to suppress the danger. Or the best saves come from when you don't think about it. So when you've got too much to think about or too long to think about something, then you make mistakes. So honestly, I saw him come down the line. I thought I got close to it down. It was type of perfect start to a game like that because it's a big atmosphere, big stadium, or just any type of game, and you want a good first action, especially for a keeper because as a keeper, sometimes you have nothing to do for like 80 to 90 minutes. But in this situation, within the first minute, I had a good save, and it kind of sets you up for a good game as well. I feel like that I carried on that throughout the game, and then there was loads more to come to try and keep us in to get a point. Obviously, it didn't happen, but again, I need to give the team the best opportunity to win a game, or at least draw a game, and that's what I was trying to do. Jensen made the best save of the game in the second half, reacting quickly in the 53rd minute to claw away Isidor's close-range header. Oh, it was very windy that day as well, said Jensen. So I was just thinking about, can I come for the cross? The ball just dipped between the defenders and I just dropped to my line. And honestly, I didn't even see the ball. That's the weirdest thing. I saw his face. And then you're trying to work out where the ball might go. And then I just threw my hand up there and luckily he hit it. And to be honest, it's probably one of my best saves ever so far in my footballing career. So I'm very pleased with it. Jensen's shot stopping has been an integral part of a defence that is quietly one of the best in the Championship. Millwall have conceded 40 goals this season, the 6th fewest in the league, and have kept 13 clean sheets, joint 5th most in the league. is even more impressive when you consider this is Jensen's first season at the Championship level. The line signing from League One outfit Lincoln City last summer, and after conceding 7 goals in his first 2 games, that was, especially the Watford game, that was like we were scratching our heads like, what have we done here? He's found his footing, conceding just 33 goals in his past 36 league games. The Dane takes inspiration from a number of top goalkeepers, including Real Madrid shot-stopper Thibaut Courtois. I think I'm a mixed one, honestly, because I've been to different clubs where the goalkeeping coaches work with some of the best goalkeepers in the world, and they're trying to put that to my goalkeeping as well, Jensen said. I have to look at Thibaut Courtois, same physical aspect, same height, same all of that. And I really like him, I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and, I definitely look at him. Alisson, I can't not go around him because he's one of the best in 1v1, so I'll try to use his technique. And then, Emi Martinez and Nick Pope. So, Nick Pope, he's really tall, and I think he's a little bit more stiff than me, people will say, which is just a good thing, and that I'm more mobile than him, but he makes it work for him. I work with him on the training pitch at Burnley, so I have to look at him as well and say, okay, what is he doing that I can do as well? When asked what parts of his game he still wants to improve, Jensen said, coming into a new league and you need to figure out how is that level, how is it different to what I played at last year. And there's definitely a few things where I'm thinking, that was so easy to do last year compared to how it is in this year. And I know people are saying, Lukas is 6'6" tall, 6'7" tall, he needs to command his area a little bit more. But there's just so many things that go into that perspective of being this outstanding keeper in the goal area. The balls in the box from my perspective last year were easy to come for than they are this year. They're whipped in this year. They're way more accurate and they're harder to come for. And it's a quicker decision you have to make. And that's obviously an area, where I think I could improve on because of my height. And, I know I can get to a really high level in coming for crosses and corners. And that's something I want to work on because I always want to get better in every situation. What people just have to realise is it's not as easy, as it might look because, it's a split decision you have to make, and I believe I can work on that. That will probably be the main focal point, but especially because I think my shot stopping is at a good level. Obviously strikers, attacking players in this league are better than they were last year, but again, I believe I can keep the ball out of the net, but to help my defenders even more, coming for crosses and corners would benefit all of us. Wrong. No. What have I just told you? What did we just read about? We are one of the lowest goal scorers in the league. If you already are a good keeper, your shot stopping is good. What can you do attacking wise? You need to be quicker releasing the ball. You need to throw the ball out. Your kicks need to be better. You need to set us up to attack from your position when you get the ball. That's what you need to do. Help with the attack. Try and do something like that. Coming for crosses, it looks good, but how is that going to help? Like, what, you're going to keep even more clean sheets and you're going to concede even less goals? And then what, we're going to draw every game 0-0 because we can't score. Jensen not coming out of his net is also sometimes an intentional decision, and Dane benefits from playing alongside 2 excellent centre-backs, Steffet Tanganga and a 6'4" Jake Cooper, who are adept at defending crosses. That's one of the main reasons why I'm leaving it to defenders, because if I'm going for a cross and I'm missing the ball, when I've got 2 really good central defenders that can deal with it, if I drop back to the line, I've got a little bit more reaction time, Jensen said. It's playing to our strengths, because Coops and Jaff are so good at crosses. I can leave a little bit more to them than I would normally do, and that's why sometimes you take the, let's just say, safe option, let them deal with it, and then I would just protect my goal. So these are the things that come into consideration when a cross is coming in. Something that probably goes unnoticed is just because we talked about it, and that's what we call our strength, if you like. Jensen is well aware of his back four's strengths and weaknesses because of how many games they have all played together. Jake Cooper and Tanganga have started 29 and 36 league games respectively, while left-back Joe Bryan has started 34. Right-back Ryan Leonard started 26 games before going down with a calf injury for 2 months and was ably replaced by January signing Tristan Kramer. "Oh, having the same back four or back five, if you like, helps you in the long run," Jensen said. I'll play more games with them, and I know what they're good at and what their weaknesses are, if you like, and they will do the same with me, and so we'll try to play out to our strengths. Jaff played with some of the best players in the Premier League as well, but if you look at the goalkeepers that have been at Tottenham, for example, they might not be very good at crosses either, and so to say that I should be this goalkeeper coming in crosses all the time, you can look at the top goalkeepers in the world, and they don't do that. And that's not saying that I don't want to do it, but again, it's just to put everything into perspective. Shot stopping is kind of the main thing, keeping the ball out of the net, and then you've got all aspects there playing out, coming from crosses that you can work on. I think playing with the same back four, Jaff, Coops and Joe, and then Tristan or Lenny has helped over the course of the season. While his back four has remained reasonably consistent, Jensen had to contend with a coaching change just 5 months into his Millwall tenure. Neil Harris stepped down as Lions coach on December the 14th and was replaced by Alex Neil on December the 30th. The continued presence of goalkeeper coach Andy Marshall made the transition easier. Andy Marshall is still here. He's been one of the main reasons that I was brought into the club, and he's obviously still here. So that transition for me as a goalkeeper, it's been a little bit easier. He's been really, really good to work with. He's more than just my goalkeeping coach. He's my friend as well, because he helps me so much off the pitch and on the pitch. And so that relationship I've got with him is really good. I think that's rare in football. To touch on Alex Neil, he's probably one of the best managers I've ever had. He's crazy technical, and I don't think people realise how technical he is. The things he says sometimes, how did he work that out? But, it helps us on the pitch. And all credit to them, they do so much work and they set us up in the best possible way for every game. And if it doesn't work in the first half, he knows how to change it in the second half. And we do loads of meetings with him. And as I said, he's probably the most technical coach I've ever had. Neil was appointed a coach at a challenging time. The Lions had only won one game in 9 and were halfway through a brutal festive period. After an initial adjustment period, the Scotsman stabilised his side's form and has Millwall 6 points off the top 6 with 7 games left in the season. Jensen thinks the Lions will be a force next campaign after a nil first pre-season with his squad. Alex came in at a difficult time because you've got so many games and you're playing Saturday, Tuesday. It's kind of hard to get your views on things heard on the pitch, Jensen said. It's just very little how much you're training. So to see how well we've done under Alex, pre-season is going to be crazy good. If we don't get playoffs this year, which is still the goal, I'm looking for next season and see how much the pre-season can do in a full season. With Alex's players, etc. I think we're going to be a really difficult team to play against next year, and I think we'll be up there and be a really good team as well. So this is the second player that has massive come out and said how great a manager or head coach Alex Neil is. Joe Bryan did it the other day. Now we got Jensen. Cool. Now, another player interview from the southernnews.co.uk. I love it here. Aaron Connolly has joined life at Millwall, but admits future is uncertain with his contract set to expire. Aaron Connolly wants to stay at Millwall next season, but admits the decision is out of his hands. Connolly, 25, joined the Lions on a short-term deal during the January transfer window after being released by Sunderland. The Irish forward has made 11 appearances since joining, scoring 1. Connolly's contract expires at the end of the season, and he hopes to have done enough on the pitch and training ground to secure a long-term deal. It's been brilliant. I love it here, Connolly told News at 10. Obviously, I'm out of contract at the end of the season. I just want to get as many games as I can in, and there'll be discussion coming up in the next few weeks, a few months, hopefully, and just see where we go from there. I've enjoyed my time here, but I don't know what the future holds, so that's out of my hands contract-wise. But on the pitch, that's where I can do my talking. Here as well on the training ground, because I think that's probably the most important part that the gaffer's looking at from me. The day in and day out sort of stuff, on a Saturday I think I performed. Maybe throughout the week I probably let myself down a bit in times in training. But that's the sort of stuff that me and the gaffer have to speak about. And he wants me on it every day. Maybe in the last few years I probably would have taken my foot off the gas. I've had a few good games and I'll come on training, half trying and half not. But I need to be on it every day with him because he's on me a lot and I don't mind, I just need to realise that these are the parts that are going to get me long-term deals, the day in and day out stuff. When asked if he would like to be at Millwall next season, Connolly said, "Oh yeah, of course I would. I love it here. I probably played my best football for maybe a year and a half since at the start of the season, the whole last year when I was scoring goals there. And obviously certain things interrupted that. I feel like I'm back enjoying it. I'm playing in a position I like, kind of off the left in that little pocket. And Alex gives me the freedom on the pitch to express myself, and the fans as well. On Saturday, the QPR game at home was probably one of the best times on the football pitch I've had for a long time. And then obviously after as well, the fans engaged with us, joining in, and obviously we were pushing quite near the playoffs around then. That's probably a step too far for now. Hopefully I'm back here next year, which I'd love to be. And we can have a full preseason, which also, I haven't had it for about 2 or 3 years, and I've kind of missed preseason. So my body maybe isn't ready to do a 46-game season until I get one of them in me. And we'll have to see. That's probably up to the club. But if the offer comes, then brilliant. But if not, then hopefully I'll have some options to go for. Yeah. So interesting stuff to unpack from that. So it seems he doesn't try too hard in training. And that is kind of upsetting the manager to some extent, which is interesting. But, there are these players, they're not athletic. They're like skillful, like Gaza, he's not the skinniest of lads. If you tried to get him to go skinny, he'll probably lose something in him. He is what he is. He's an Irishman from the land of potatoes, who's very good at football. You try and turn him into something he ain't, it's not going to work. You got to work with what you got and get the best out of it. Now, obviously, he has to try to do things in training. He's not, but look, if he turns up on time and he gets involved, what else do you want? Obviously, here's the thing as well. His contract is up at the end of the season. Maybe he doesn't want to get injured. Because, if Millwall aren't talking to him about a new contract, even though his contract runs out at the end of the season, he's probably thinking, he's having conversations about his lack of effort in training. He's probably thinking, they're not going to give me a contract. Then why would you make an effort in training and risk getting injured? Because then your contract runs out and, you're up shit creek. So, again, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Don't know. It's probably the chicken, wasn't it? Now, some bizarre rumours going around. Apparently, that maybe Flemming might be coming back. But let's see what Alex Neil had to say about that. Although we'll probably need to hear from Steve Gallen on that, not Alex Neil. Obviously, Gallen deals with the transfers. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press. That's not the way it is going to work. Mill boss confirms that transfer deal locked in for Burnley loanee Zian Flemming. Mill loanee. Is it Mill loanee? Mill head coach Alex Neil has confirmed that Zian Flemming's Den career is over. The Netherlands-born number 10 made a loan move to Burnley at the end of the summer transfer window with an obligation to buy. The South London Press has reported before that the triggers in Flemming's switch ensured it was a formality that he would be completing a permanent transfer to Turf Moor. The ex-Fortuna Sittard attacker has scored 11 goals and claimed 3 assists in 31 games for Burnley, who are firmly in the mix for automatic promotion back to the Premier League. Some Lions fans had speculated whether there was any scenario where Flemming ended up back in SC16. But Alex Neil told the South London Press, no, that's not the way it's going to work. There's an obligation to buy in there, and the deal's pretty much done. Zian's no longer a Millwall player. So there you go, it's done. Now here's the thing, and this is the thing, I get pissed off every week when I read the loan watch and Zian Flemming's on the list. technically it is a loan, but it's a loan with an obligation to buy, so he is not gonna be coming back. Now you could say, well, any loan player could not be coming back, but it's a loan with a view to being sold, and the conditions for the sale have been met. And apparently we were told it was just like an accounting thing, that Burnley needed, the reason why it was done like that, because Burnley needed to wait, because they couldn't have the money, the spending put on their account for the fair play bullshit that's going around. So they had to wait until the summer when they had free space. So that's why it was like that. So, he's not coming back. Now, he may... Here's the thing. If he goes up with Burnley and they try him in the Premier League and he's fucking dog shit because he's too slow, then, they're going to look like, okay, maybe we should loan you out. Especially, like, in terms of trying to free up some wages, free up a space in the squad, because you can only have 25 squad players or whatever it is. So could he come back on loan? Probably, but I don't think he will, the way that he left. Obviously, a lot of players come back for a second spell, a third spell. They come on loan, then they make it permanent. They go away, they come back. Loads of players have done that. So he might, but at the moment, the deal has to go through, unless Burnley go out of business. But I don't know how that would happen if they're going to get promoted to the Premier League and get all the money that's going to come with that. So, the March goal of the month, the club put some things out. They put like a poll up on Twitter with clips of 4 goals, I think it was. And we have the winner. Carl Smith wins Millwall March Goal of the Month award. Carl Smith has won Millwall Football Club's March 2025 Goal of the Month award. The right back strike for the under-21s against Watford at the Den in the Professional Development League sort of competition from the first team, under-18s and Millwall Lionesses to take the fan vote. Congratulations, Smudge. So let's have a look at it. It was a free kick. Bosh. There you go. Obviously not the best view, but it's a great free kick, isn't it? Right, brilliant stuff. So there you go. Goal of the month. Now, do you run? Are you a runner? Are you running this year's London Marathon? That's what it says there. Are you a Millwall supporter? Are you running the 2025 TCS? What the hell is TCS? London Marathon. The world-famous 26.2 mile course will wind its way through the streets of London on the 27th of April, so the day after the Swansea game. And we're looking for Lions fans undertaking the run to get in contact. Ahead of the marathon, Millwall will showcase runners taking part with their details featuring on the Lions official website and social media platforms. If you are running and have a fundraising site such as a Just Giving page, this is a perfect chance to reach out to a wider audience. To be included, send an email below and include all the relevant details, including the subject line 2025 London Marathon by Tuesday the 22nd of April. We look forward to hearing from you. So you can get in touch at mlitchfield@millwallfc.co.uk. So there you go. If you know someone, if you are someone, if you know someone, let them know. Could help them raise a bit more money. Obviously, I know there are like conditions about the places you need to have a minimum fundraising. It's quite a big business to some extent. Quite unseemly to some extent, but it is what it is. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.